Hello, everybody. It's Ms. De Silva, your school counselor. This video is for 5th and 6th graders. I'm going to spend a few minutes going over some questions and concerns that many of you brought up in the check-in form that we asked you to fill out. I'm going to start by showing you the check-in form in case you have not yet filled it out and you're not sure what I'm talking about. So let me show that to you, and then I'm going to go over some answers to a lot of, there were a lot of similar questions. And also Mr. Gomez and I thought rather than calling you individually, if one of you posed a question, then there's likely a lot of other students with the same questions. So that is why we decided just to answer all of them within this video, okay? So let me first show you the form. All right, so the Counseling Center check-in form is available on the Counseling Center website, which Mr. Gomez and I just launched a few weeks ago. We thought it would be important while school is out. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to get to the Counseling Center website. You just go to the Darnall homepage, go to Students, and then it's the second one down, Counseling Center. It will open up our webpage. You have your own tabs for your grade. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 5th grade, just as an example, and show you how during, now that you're doing distance learning, each week we're going to have different videos for you to watch. So for the first week of distance learning, we asked you to fill out the check-in form, which many of you already have. Thank you so much, especially 6th grade. We got almost like so many 6th graders, so great job. But I know we'll get more and more now that I show you where it is. So you click here, and this is the check-in form. Mostly we just want to hear from you. We want to know how you're doing. We want to see if there's any reasons that we should maybe be concerned and check in with you or your family. So it should only take you like 5 minutes tops if you have not already done it. So here it is. How are you feeling? Name, what grade are you in? Tell us a little bit about what's going on. What are you doing with this time now that we're all staying home all day? All right, so let's jump into those questions. Hang on. All right, here they are. First of all, Mr. Gomez and I just want to say a simple hello. I wish I was seeing you in person to say hello. But for now, we're just gonna have to be okay over video. We miss all of you. We wish we were greeting you at the gate and saying good morning, but just know this is temporary, and we'll be back at school before you know it. So a lot of people wanted to know when we're going back to school. You miss your friends. I miss a lot of everybody at school too. So we want to make sure that you know we're available during this time. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more at the end, but there's a lot of different ways you can get in touch with us. Go through the counseling website. You can fill out a referral form. My email's on there. You can schedule during our office hours, set up a Zoom meeting with us. Lots of different ways you can get in touch, okay? All right, so here's some questions that came up. Will I be below grade level when I go into 7th grade? You know what? Basically, the entire country and even across the whole world right now, people are having to do school from home. So when you go back to school, just remember that you're in the same place, not only as everybody else at Darnall, but everyone at pretty much every other school is staying at home right now. And so, yeah, in some ways, maybe you'll kind of be behind in terms of, you know, what your teachers wanted to work on with you before the end of this school year. But it's not going to be any different than everybody else. So your teachers are going to adapt and adjust, and they'll catch you up on whatever you need to be caught up to by the time you get into sixth graders, for those of you that are in fifth grade, and seventh grade for you sixth graders. So I don't want you to stress about that. The best thing you can do is be prepared for next year by doing your work right now that your teachers are having you do. Signing into your Zoom meetings, completing your online assignments or your packet work. Is this the end of the world? No, this is a world crisis, and that's why we're taking this so seriously. And everybody's staying home to minimize the impact. That means we want to make, this could have been a much bigger problem. Many, many more people would have gotten sick if they hadn't canceled school and canceled, you know, so many people going to work and asked everybody to stay at home, or not just asked, right? We're being told we have to stay at home. So if you're thinking like, wow, this is like crazy, it's kind of like the movies, like the end of the world, like this question, it is kind of like the movies, and it is pretty dramatic. And that's why we have to take everything seriously, but it doesn't mean that, you know, it's as extreme as this question. We're gonna be fine. And the best thing you can do is just be responsible during this time and stay home and stay away from other people that don't live with you. When can we go back to school? Unfortunately, right now, none of us have an answer for that because we don't even know. If we knew, we would tell you. We don't know when we're going to be allowed to go back to school. We have to wait until we're given permission for schools to reopen and to go back. As you know, Darnall is not the only school that decided to close. It's all the schools. So we're just going to have to wait. It's looking like we're probably going to be home and through the end of this school year. So at least until summertime. We don't know if we can go back in the summer, so we don't know if we're going to have summer school. So we're just going to have to wait and see. And when Darnall ends up knowing these things, we send that information out to your parents. I'm worried about going outside. I really appreciate somebody including this in their form and being honest, because a lot of us are feeling more worried than maybe we typically would. And that's not just you or me, that's across the whole world. We're having to be so much more careful than we normally have to be, right? And so I understand why you're worried about going outside. You know, respect what your parents or whoever you live with is asking you to do about whether you can go outside or not. If you are allowed to go outside, I encourage you to try to get fresh air. Make sure you stand in the sunshine, you know, if you can, for at least 20 to 30 minutes. It's really important for your physical health and your emotional, your mental health. It really can affect your feelings and emotions if you don't go outside and get some of that sunshine and some time away. Remember that the way that the virus is passed is from person to person. And so that's why we're having to stay away from other people. So if you're feeling worried and you don't know what to do, if you are allowed to go outside, just keep your distance from other people. Only stay around people that live in your home with you. When will this whole virus thing be over? Unfortunately, none of us really know that. Even the experts don't really have an answer for that right now. So the government is trying to make plans for when we can maybe have a few less rules and more stores can open and those types of things. Remember that things are not going to just like one day return to normal how they were before. What's going to happen is we're going to have little changes where we get back to being normal for how things were before. So we're just going to have to try our best to be patient and wait and listen to people that are studying this virus and really trying their best to make sure that all of us are safe. Will I ever get to see my friends again? Of course you're going to be able to see your friends again. I know it feels like eternity right now, but it's only been a few weeks. Enjoy this time now. Maybe spending some time by yourself that you normally don't spend. But remember that you can see your friends today if you want to. As soon as you finish watching this video, you could see your friends if you would like, or you can talk to them, right? So try your best to sign into Zoom meetings with your teachers because your classmates are going to be on there. You know, maybe you're used to texting, but I really encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and call your friends to talk to them or ask, you know, FaceTime with them, whatever it is that you want to do. But you can see your friends now. It just is a different way than you're used to. And remind yourself that this is just temporary. Will we be able to go on to the next grade, or are we going to have to repeat this year? This is a question that came up in multiple grade levels, and I'm so glad that, that you brought it up to make sure that we could address it. You are not going to have to repeat your grade level, okay? Like I told you earlier, this is something that's happening everywhere, and so all the schools and the teachers and students, we're all going to have to be flexible for a while and help you catch up and get to the grade level that you're in. But no, the expectations are not going to be that you're going to have to repeat this year. So I hope that like relieves some of that worry that you might have had about that. Are my friends okay? You know, the best thing to do is for you to reach out to your friends and ask them. Think about how you feel when someone sends you a message or calls you and says, "How are you doing? Are you okay?" I love it when I get those messages. And so I really try to do it to others as well, because I know how it makes me feel. So I encourage you to check in with your friends. And that doesn't just mean, are they okay, like healthy and, you know, haven't gotten coronavirus, which we hope has not happened to any of our friends. But also, how are they doing, like mentally and emotionally? And just ask them, right? And be there for each other right now. That's really important that we try to be there for each other. If there's anyone you're worried about and you don't have a way to get in touch with them, then reach out to Mr. Gomez or I, and we can help you out. And remember, you have your teachers also. So Mr. Gomez and I are still here for you during this time. It just looks a little different than, you know, when we're in our office. And I know that typically if you want to talk to us, we try to be available. You can stop by our office, right? And right now that's not going to happen. So these are our emails. We also have specific times that you can schedule with us, and we'll call you or we'll Zoom with you, whatever you prefer. Your parents all received a letter that has our phone number. You can call or text during school hours. I'm going to go back to the counseling website to show you also. if you go to Meet the Counselors, there's a referral form. The reason this is here is because you can fill it out, and that tells us that you want to talk to us, and we'll call you to check in with you and see how we can help. Okay? All right. Well, I really appreciate all of you tuning in. If there's any questions that were not answered, then you can fill out another check-in form and make sure you ask those questions. Or you can email me or Mr. Gomez, or get in touch with, or even your teachers, right? That's what we're all here for. I hope that this eased some of your worries. Take care of yourself, check in with each other, and we miss you lots. Until next time.